Moorish science is not of this world. Moorish science is beyond this world. We're managing it in these human bodies the best as we can, but it is beyond this world because it gives us an understanding that you can't find anywhere else. Remember, at one time, this Quran was a secret. It was for ages, not just a year or 2 years or 10 years. For ages, this was a secret. Don't tell nobody. Please. Don't utter a word. Be sure not to tell anyone about this. Keep it on the down low. It's not a secret anymore. And the information here is vast. Just like our state is vast, right? So don't have anybody tell you, well, the prophet told us we had our vast estate, Virginia, New York. Since you are spirit man, and Lord of the plane of things made manifest, the plane of soul and plane of things manifest, then your vast estate got to be beyond Kansas. Your vast estate, since you are the Lord of the manifest, Pluto is a manifest. Mars is a manifest. What else? Venus is a manifest. The Milky Way galaxy is one of many thousand galaxies that is a manifest. That's what you're the Lord of. That's your vast estate. Think that way. Remember now, this was a secret. It's not a secret anymore. These headdresses that we wear indicate that we know something. Scholarship. Our vast estate is how you think. How you think. And it's beyond Kansas and Canada and so forth and so on. Standing before you this evening, praising the one and only God, Allah Almighty. This is the name of the one who made you and who made me. We, the Moorish American Muslims, worship one God. And we call the one God by the name of Allah, because that's what our forefathers called him by. Allah is the all in all things you can think of, all things you cannot think of. But surely we didn't make ourselves. Surely Allah made each and every one of us, and each and every one of us are unique. There's only one of us. There's only one Sister Hajanista, just one. There will never be another Sister Hajanista. Never. There's only one Kenneth Carter Bey. There will never be another one. There's only one of each and every one of us. That's so uniquely done by our Lord and Almighty. Giving honor to his and our great prophet, Noble Ali. I call him the angel of the bright light because his light is so bright that he gives enough light to cover the entire world on this planet mud. We're going to talk about the prophet this evening a little bit. I'm going to share some things with you. One thing I'm going to share with you is an official letter from him. I'm going to read it. It's covered in plastic. This is how it looks. This is original. As I continue to give my praises and honors, I give honor to Marcus Garvey. I never knew the prophet called Marcus Mosiah Garvey. I'm trying to be one of the strict Moors who only go by what he says. So to me, he's just Marcus Garvey. That's more than enough. Did you know when Marcus Garvey went back home, they beat him? His own people beat him. They beat him. After all the work he did with the UNIA and the facts that the information he wrote in his book, Philosophies and Opinions of Marcus Garvey, he said the Negro needs a nationality. Just like the Chinese people, just like the British people. He needs a nationality. Marcus Garvey further went on to say that we need to get back to the God of Africa, the Allah of Africa. Giving honor to those soldiers in the Moorish Science Temple of America, especially Brother Mealy. And we talk about him a lot because he is relevant. Because to destroy him was to attempt to destroy the central authority of the Moorish Science Temple of America. And the position that he held, the Supreme Grand Sheik and Chairman, is an emblem of the central authority, like any corporation that has a board of directors. Islam is the central authority is headed by the Supreme Grand Sheik and Chairman, who fills the vacancies on the Supreme Grand Council. It's not through an election, it's through an appointment. How do we know it's appointment? Because that's how the first meeting was done. It's on the back of your questionnaire. Those officers were appointed. Appointed. The Supreme Grand Sheik and Chairman, along with many other officers, especially just Sheik and Sheikas, is a very responsible job, highly distinguished. And when you take on that responsibility, it can't be because you love your Supreme Grand Sheik or your Grand Sheik that much. It got to be because you love your people that much. You be willing to lay down your life for your own people. A love for your people is a love that's a fire that would never, 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 never go out. When you see the needs of our people, the women with no husband and small children trying to make it through the next day. A brother with no wife and small children trying to make it to the next hour. The homeless, those that are in need, and too proud enough to say, I'm in need, could you help me? Your own brother and sister should not have to ask you, can you help me? Don't you need to see the need to help them? But I give honor to the Sheiks, the Sheikesses, the members of the Moorish Science Temple of America who dedicated their life to this organization. Because leadership is not easy when the public is unstable and ungrateful. So it's not easy. But what do? You push on. You rename yourself Resolution. You come to resolve that demonstration. Even a tiger who throw herself across your path, that's in vain. That don't mean nothing. Move, because I'm coming through. When the Moors sing the song, he brought it for you and me, that means that the prophet brought something heavily. I think in the Holy Bible, in Revelations, is the 5th chapter. The 5th chapter and the 10th chapter talks about the prophet Noble Dwelling. So all you scholars, remember to look at that. It says, they found a book that had 7 on it written on the back side. This is what the Holy Bible says. It said, this book written with 7 on the back side, and this is the back side in the east. The other way, to us, this is the front side, but when you go over east, and since the beginning, this is the back side of any book, any literature. But it goes on to say, and I'm paraphrasing, 7 sealed on the back side. He said, I wept because there was no one able to open the book sealed with 7 seals on the back side. There was no one able. And then I saw a loud angel come from somewhere out of the house of Judah with 1 foot on the ocean and 1 foot on the land. And he was able to open the book sealed with 7 seals on the backside. That is Noble Jew Ali. That is Noble Jew Ali. We don't put the prophet in front of Allah, Almighty God Allah, but we honor him, and he's due honor. If you follow him, you obey Allah Almighty, because Allah Almighty divinely prepared him and gave him these things, these instruments, so he can give to us. Because Allah speaks to man through perfect man now. This is not an oracle of wood anymore, baby. This is perfect man, and to us, the prophet is perfect man. I'm born and raised in Chicago all my life, and I love Chicago, except for the wintertime. I've been around the Moorish Science Temple of America since 1978 on the front line. I tried to get in the back many times. I really tried to get in the back of the line. But my Lord, Allah Almighty says, no, get right up there in the front. I said, oh, Allah, I don't know what I'm going to do. He says, you'll find out what to do. And Pete Abruzil was my grand Sheik, and on his dying bed, I said, don't leave me by myself, man. He said, boy, you can handle it. I said, I don't know. But when he left, I said, what am I going to do, Allah, my Lord? Allah said, you're going to give him the prophet. Wipe out of your mind about Braswell Beyism. Just give him duality. That's all I'm going to give you. That's all I have. That's all we all have. Islam. I'm going to read and say a few things. This is a holy night here. I want to give great honor to all of the Moorish American Muslims here in Alabama. This is a strange state, though. It's different. What's beautiful? What's beautiful is Hampton Hill's mother is so charming. Her southern hospitality, so nice, so charming. That is a plus for Alabama. And most everybody you meet here, they're very southernly polite. And we like that. We like that very much. Great honor to you and your staff, Mealy Bey, and all of you here. It's good to see Neil here. Good to see you more. I almost didn't. I had to have somebody point you out to me. Yeah, that beautiful smile he has, right? Praise the Lord Almighty. This is what Kenneth Carter Bey said. No, he was right. He was right. Kenneth Carter Bey said this. Shall I say it a little louder? It's our time. It is. You believe that more? Raise your hand if you think this is our time. This is our time, Moors. This is our time with the so-called racial injustice in our nation. This is our time. The remedy to the so-called Negro problem can only be solved through the Moorish Science Temple of America. That is the remedy for man. It is a divine plan of the ages already set down by someone of divinity, the Prophet Noble Jew Ali. It's our time. We're not wrestling and trying to overturn and underturn and up and down and this, that, and the other and so forth and so on, hither and thither. The remedy is simple. Nationality is the order of the day. If you're going to order something, order nationality, because that's the order for the day. What are you serving? Nationality. We're serving nationality because that's the order of the day. Get your hot nationality right now. Right now, get it. Black lives don't matter. It's dead. How can it matter? What matters is the divine origin of the Asiatic nations coming to their own. It's our time. And we have the key. This is no time to be bickering with one another, because we have a purpose in the Moorish Science Temple of America. We all have the same purpose, and that is to uplift fallen humanity. That's what we're doing. If you're not about that, then what you about then? Destroy? How's it go? If I can't rule, I'll ruin. But let me tell you something here. Let me share something with you. The brother was right. The Prophet Noble Jew Ali's teachings, he's not playing. He said, you get back if I let you back. He's not playing. Don't lose your eye on the prize, one. One of the things the prophet told us to uplift ourselves was what? Be yourself. Be yourself. And don't, every evil spirit is moving now. And they're going to try to get you not to be yourself. You know, the prophet said in the marriage instructions for man and his wife, he says, when slander is tossed from tongue to tongue, what does she do? The finger of silence rests on it. I don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear. What is it going to do for me? Is it going to help me buy a new pair of shoes? Is it going to help me become more adept in more science? What is it going to do for me? Don't misunderstand and misinterpret this organization as a Negro organization, because it's not. We are all washing off this Negroism symbolic of cleansing of the soul. We're all washing that away.